Hi, third grade. Today we're going to look at Unit 6, Week 2, Day 3. Let's get started with our drill sounds warm up. Repeat after me. A, apple, ah. A, wash, ah. A, squash, ah. A, safe, A. A, acorn, A. And our newest one from Unit 6, A, Alaska, C, cat, k. C, s, when followed by E-I or Y. Try it. Right. G, game, g. G, j, when followed by E-I or Y. Great work. Okay, today we actually have a word of the day. And if you look, this has how many syllables? Look at the frames. Wow, this one's 3 syllables. The word is abandon. Say it. Abandon. Abandon. So the first syllable, what says I hope you don't think when it's by itself, it's an open exception. What is that? Right, like Alaska. So we have this one should be easy. Ban. What is that? Right, B. You know what? I could use AN. Fan-an, right? A ban. Now let's think. Done. That could be tricky. It might be tricky because there could be a schwa. I know you know that a band, we have a D. Now we have a mystery, and we know the N sound is what? N. So we learned back in Unit 5 when we were talking about the schwa that if the schwa comes right before an N at the end of a word, it could either be an O, like the word wagon, or, do you remember? Yeah, it could be an E, like happen. Okay, so what do we think? Abandon. You could look it up in your dictionary, your tools, right? But I will help you out today. The O is the schwa there. So when we go to mark this word, abandon, do you know what it means? First of all, we should probably talk about that. Abandon means to leave it go. So sometimes I tell students if a book that you're reading is too hard and you're not comprehending, that's not a good use of your reading time. So you could choose to abandon your book, put it back, leave it, you know. Animals in the wild, hopefully the mothers never abandon their babies, because if that happens, then usually they won't be cared for enough. And those babies rely on their mothers for food, for protection. Okay, so abandon. We can scoop it. Done. And when we mark it, how do we do this first syllable? What kind of syllable type? It's all by itself. It's a vowel. It's not closed in. So it's open, but it doesn't say A. It's the open exception, right? Now, do you remember what symbol we put above it? It's not saying and it's not saying A. So we don't put a brev, we don't put a macron. Right, this is an unexpected sound. So we put the upside down E or the schwa symbol. Okay. Ban. What do we think there? Right, it's closed. And I'm not even really, you could put, this is definitely a short vowel, so I would put a breve there. And done. It's closed also, but this isn't really saying dawn, right? This is that schwa again. It's unexpected. There, that's a better schwa. Okay, so we're going to add this word into your student notebook. So on page 57, we already had a word of the day actively that starts with an A. Now we're going to add and mark our word for today, abandon. Done. Okay, so you're going to write it, spell it, then scoop it. Done. Remember, is an open syllable exception with a schwa symbol. Ban is closed with a breve over that short vowel A. And done is also closed, but that O is really an unexpected schwa. So on page 57, underneath actively, go ahead and make sure you have abandon spelled right and marked correctly. You really want to make sure you're practicing marking your words accurately to help you practice for checkups or unit tests. And the best way to get better at it is to practice. All right, let's go ahead and do the sentence for abandon. The mother bird, I don't know why I have bird on the mind. The mother bird will not abandon or leave, right? The mother bird will not abandon her eggs. Okay? The mother bird will not abandon her eggs. Hopefully at home, you have been trying to write that sentence on your own instead of just waiting for me and copying, because when you think about the words, that's how you get better at them. Then when you're ready, hit play and then check your work and see how you did, fix any mistakes you might have made. All right, let's look and see how you did with spelling. The mother bird, B-I-R-D, will not abandon her eggs. Eggs is E-G-G-S. Okay, don't forget punctuation at the end. And then let's talk real quick about how to scoop that word. I kind of like, as I read it over and over in my head, I like to put together the words, the mother bird, I like that in one scoop, will not, that's two scoops, abandon her eggs. I want to keep that together. So mine, the way I scoop mine, the mother bird will not abandon her eggs. Okay? All right, pause the video if you need it. And we'll practice a few more words before we move on to dictation composition book. Okay, before we do dictation composition book, we're going to practice building 3 other words that have that open syllable exception. The first word I want to practice is the word adapt. Say it. Adapt. 2 syllables. What do I put? Right, it's that open syllable exception, A. Now think, dapt. D, a, pt. That's an interesting blend, isn't it? Adapt. P, T, right? So adapt means you have to change, right? So some animals have to adapt to wintertime so they can survive. If we were to mark this word real quick, hopefully you're getting better at marking words within Unit 6. Scoop the syllables, adapt. By itself, you would think it's open, but it's an open syllable exception. So I'm going to mark open exception. And then it's not long, it's not short, it's that schwa, right? It's unexpected. All right, dapt. It's closed in by consonants, so this is a closed syllable, and it is short, so I'll put the brev. Okay? Hopefully you find that you're getting better and more confident with these markings and spellings. All right, let's try another one. It's also going to be 2 syllables, and this time the word is alive. Say it. Alive. What do I put? Good. And live. L-I-V. Does a word ever end with V? Plus it's a long vowel, huh? Alive. Put the E, silent E. To mark this one, sorry. I don't know why I didn't like it there. To mark this one, we're going to scoop a live. Okay, real quick. Is what? Good, you're getting better. Open syllable exception. And we put a what on top? Schwa symbol. Upside down E. Live. Look at that pattern. You should be able to see it real nice with these cards. It's a vowel, consonant, E. So to mark the vowels, this is a long, live. This is silent. How'd I do? Good job. All right, we're going to do one last one before we get out our composition books. The next word is, another good one, amaze. Say it. Amaze. All right. Maze. A Z Z and silent E. Very good. And I bet we could do record timing on this one. I'm going to even change the color. Go. Scoop it. Is open syllable exception with a schwa on top. Maze. What's the pattern? Right. Vowel dash E. So when I mark the long vowel with a macron and the silent E with an cross off, and we're good to go. Amaze. Very nice work, third grade. All right, now as I promised, the last activity we're doing is dictation composition book. So have this handy. If you don't have it at home, use a piece of paper and pencil to practice. It's very important that you're keeping up. We're learning a lot of new things now in Unit 6. So we're on page 19. So here's my page number. Can you see it? Oh, move over there. Page 19. There it is. At the top, just put the date. This happens to be, look, I'm not used to the new year. But whatever the date is that you're doing this, write the date up at the top. This is not a checkup. So you'll be pausing the video, writing it down, and then I will reveal the answers. But promise me at home, you will not cheat. You will try and write it down on your own, and then you'll check it. That's the only way you'll learn the best. Okay, so first sound is Say it. Pause the video and write it, or them. Okay, before Unit 6, only had one letter that corresponded to it, and that was you, up, But now, I hope you put a comma, and you put you and a, like a Alaska, All right. Number 2, your sound is E. Say it. E. Pause the video and see how many you can get. Think back to Unit 5. We did a lot for E. Okay, this one's tricky, E. So hopefully you remembered E, consonant E, like in peaked, comma, E in an open syllable like me, and Y like Y baby, E. Now, some of you may have remembered one time I gave you a hot tip and a look into the future. We're going to be learning it very soon. But another vowel that sometimes says E is actually I. And we're going to get into that. Like in the word champion, it's actually an I that makes that sound. All right, so that's a tricky one. Number 3, write everything for the sound I. Pause the video and then press play when you're ready to check. Okay, hopefully you got all 3. What do you think? All right, let's reveal. For I, number 3, let me scooch over. I-E, like in the word pine. I in an open syllable, I, hi, I, and Y for why cry I. And one more, if. We can't forget about if, our vowel-e exception. Write it down, and that should be quick. Ready? I-V-E, give, if. Excellent work. All right, next we're going to move down to the review words. You're going to spell the word and mark it. Here we go. Number 1, swap. I want to swap books with my neighbor. swap. S, w, ah, be careful, p, swap. Spell it, mark it, and then press play. All right, let's see how you did. First of all, did you get it's S-W-A-P? Think of that card, A, wash, ah. After W, the ah sound is oftentimes an A, actually. And so when we mark it, you of course could do the SW blend, but up above this ah sounding, we put that one-eyed monster symbol that I call it. It's one syllable, so you scoop it and it is closed. Okay? Number 2. Shack. Say it. Shack. A little house is sometimes referred to as a shack. Sh-ack. Go. All right, let's see how you did. S-H, digraph. C-K, digraph. I hope you put C-K because it comes right after a short vowel. Yes? All right. Scoop it, and it's closed. Number 3, your word has a base word and a suffix. So we underline the base word and circle the suffix. Very good. Your word is latched. Say it. Latched. The gate was latched and I couldn't open it. Latched. Okay, hopefully at this point, if you don't have it, hit pause real quick. All right, let's see. Our base word is latch. L-A. And then I hope you use the trigraph TCH because, again, it comes after a short vowel. Our suffix that you should have circled is, in the past tense, ed, latched. Even though it does, you could put up above this. It sounds like a T, doesn't it? Latched. But we know, hopefully better in 3rd grade, that that's just a suffix ed. All right. The last word, number 4 for review words. Theme. Say it. Theme. Sometimes you might read a book and think about the central message or the theme. Try it. All right. Let's see how you did with 4. TH, digraph, and then it's a vowel dash E. E-M-E. Okay, did you put the macron and cross off your silent E and label it vowel consonant E? Great work. Okay, our next section is going to be for current words. These are words in Unit 6. So I'm guessing that you're going to hear that sound. And when you hear that sound, it's going to be what letter? Right, A, Alaska, Get ready. All right, number 1 is aside. Say it. Aside. Please set aside your materials. You will need them later. Aside. Spell it, mark it, and then press play. All right, let's see how you did with aside. A-S-I-D-E. Aside. Did you get that A is an open exception with a schwa? And side is vowel consonant E with a macron on the I and cross off that silent E. Okay, number 2, your word is yoga. Say it. Yoga. I like to do yoga to stretch my muscles and calm my heart. Yoga. Try it. Okay, let's see how you did with yoga. It's Y-O-G-A. Yo is an open syllable with a macron over that long vowel O. And ga is an open syllable exception with a schwa over the A. It's not a long vowel. Okay, number 3, your word is extra. Say it. Extra. On nice days, I like to give my students some extra recess. Extra. Okay, are you ready? E-X-T-R-A. Now, X is closed with a breve over the short E, and tra is your open exception with a schwa above the A. And the last word is adopt. Say it. Adopt. Try it. Okay, let's see how you did with adopt. Some pet owners adopt their pets from local shelters. Did you spell it correctly? A-D-O-P-T. And we have our open syllable exception with the schwa. And dopt is closed with a breve. and that PT blend at the end. All right, the next section on page 19 is sound-alike words. Word number 1 is buy. That's our newest one. The sentence is, I want to buy candy at the grocery store. Buy. Write it down. And how did you do? B-U-Y. Buy. Correct. Number 2, the word is high. The plane is flying high in the sky. Write it down, spell it correctly. Pause if you need to. Let's see how you did. H-I-G-H, high. Okay, so remember that signal is this, like a mountain peak. And buy, when you pay money, is this. All right. Trick words. Number 1, many. Many. There are many crumbs on the floor. How'd you do? M-A-N-Y. Great. And number 2, animals. There are several animals at the zoo. Animals. Pause the video if you need more time to think, or check your student notebook for that. How'd you do with animals? A-N-I-M-A-L-S. I made it plural. And then you get one sentence for today. The sentence is, Sandra does not like Sandra does not like to be alone at all. I'll read it one more time. Sandra does not like to be alone at all. Check punctuation, capitalization. Pause the video until you're ready. All right, let's check your spelling with the sentence first. Sandra, how'd you do with her name? Do you know it ends with that A? Does not like to be, how'd you do with alone? At all. Now, if we were to scoop this one, Sandra, I kind of like Sandra by herself, does not like to be alone at all. I did 4 scoops. Sandra does not like to be alone at all. All right. Hopefully that was great practice for you. Thanks for joining me today, and I'll see you next time. Bye.